console gaming. Step into it.
Hey, it's coming. Where at Uber at anyway? Well, that was quick. My guy? Whatever, man.
Who have I known that?
Yeah, we're on the corner of 5th and Hennessy.
Woo, if I'm gonna get up out there, I ain't gonna get that rip up, boy. You just hang on, brother. I get you right there now.
Whoa, shit, man.
Don't you worry about that, don't say that. Woo, yes, I know, boy, that. No, I know I don't know that stuff going on. Who know what that don't, boy, man, no boy, that'll get you right there. I'll get you there, man, I'll get you there. Woo, he's gonna be a big deal. Oh, yeah, we go good, boy. Ah, man. Yeah. Woo, yeah. Oh, man. Oh, that's okay, though, man. You go down now, boy. You go down. I get you there. I know what time now, boy. That's that one. All right now. We there. You know, you give me 5 out of 5 stars. You give me 5 out of 5 stars. Right now. Yeah, I got you damn thing back quick now. Woo, yeah. Ooh, I'll take that money, boy.
It's the Fast and the Furious Crossroads Uber Edition.
Hello everybody, it's me, Nate, aka Devil Dog, and I'm back with another video game review. This time I'm reviewing the just released The Fast and the Furious Crossroads. This game was developed by Slightly Mad Studios and published by Bandai, and was just released on August 7th of 2020 for Microsoft Windows, the Xbox One, and PlayStation 4. It was originally meant to come out a lot sooner, but due to the global pandemic, they went and delayed the game. Before I get started, I also have to let you know this is a rather hefty download game here. It hits in at over 40 gigabytes of data that is needed, and it does have a rather hefty day one patch and install. So keep that in mind. It takes it quite a long time to install this game on top of everything else. And it does that stupid little trick on the PlayStation 4 to where it'll act like you can play the game, but you can play like one level and that's it. It won't let you do the online mode or anything until it's completely installed, and I absolutely hate it when games do that. Now, what exactly is Fast and the Furious Crossroads? Well, it is a very arcadey style racing game where your vehicles have weapons. The best way to describe this title is take cars from James Bond and combine it with a little bit of Burnout and some Need for Speed. It comes off like a generic hybrid of Burnout and Need for Speed with different weapons for your vehicles. And as you play through at least the story mode of this, you can swap between the four characters depending on what mission you're on. Some levels you can't swap through all of them. Some it's pretty much only certain characters. But you can swap through each other character by pressing up, down, left, or right on your plus pad, and each character and their vehicle has a special move along with your nitrous and side shunts. Similar to what you can do in Burnout, while hitting the trigger buttons, you can like lunge your car right or left and do massive damage to to enemies and stuff like that. Along with your vehicles, each one has everything from rockets, grapple hook, like these tire spike things, and it's different for each mission as you go through it. Now, the single player story, like I said, is where you get to switch through the different characters, and the levels aren't really too long. They're roughly about maybe 10 to 15 minutes long on some of them, with a lot of different checkpoints. So if you do fail, you can start back up at the next closest checkpoint and be able to get through the game fairly easily. And I think it has roughly about 30 different missions, and it only took me roughly about a little over 5 hours to get through this complete mission structure and see the ending of the game. Honestly, the story tries to be similar to a Fast and Furious movie. In fact, I think this is supposed to be a prequel before the next movie actually comes out. And while it does try on certain aspects with some of the corniness of the dialogue and some of the overtop events, I would have to say I'm quite disappointed in the overall story. They try, but it just comes off falling flat. In terms of how the Fast and Furious franchise has gotten nowadays, there's not enough bombastic, over-the-top, insane stuff that happens in this. There is some, and as you get near the end of the main story arc, it does actually pick up and have some pretty good, insane moments, but nothing like any of the movies. And honestly, I can also say the level designs seem rather mediocre. Now, what I mean by that is, generally speaking, when you're driving on a road, it's not that bad because you know where the road is, but there's these areas where it seems like it's an open area, and while you can move a little bit to the left and right, it does shoehorn you in. So it gives you this false feeling of having a lot more road you can travel than what you really can. And it basically consists of you just playing through a level, racing up, and fighting a boss. That's really about what it is. It's rinse and repeat. And the other aspect I have to point out that to me just seems really, really bad is not really the voice acting. I'm shocked to say that Vin Diesel, a.k.a. Mr. Clean, as you see here, I'm sorry, dude, he looks just like Mr. Clean in this. Honestly, his voice acting isn't that bad. Neither is Michelle's, but some of the new characters they come up with just come off as being really bad in the voice acting part. I don't know what happened there with them. They seem like they're trying. They really do. And compared to how this looked at early launch when they showed it at the Video Game Awards, it does look visually a lot better. However, it still comes off as a PlayStation 3 title in terms of its graphics. The polygon count on the characters isn't that impressive, but it does have some decent texture work, especially on the cars and close-ups of the characters, even though the poly count is low. I mean, you see their pores and everything like that. Oh, I mean, really, like I said, the level design is poor, and the other main thing is the driving. You know, a company that made this, honestly, Slightly Mad Studios, is a division of Codemasters. And Codemasters is known for making some really, really good racing titles. So I'm sad to say that I think they kind of botched this one, because the control on this game, it's terrible. At first you're like, okay, this ain't so bad, but whenever you try to make a turn, your car does this annoying auto drift that it's next to impossible to get out of. Even slamming on your brakes doesn't really break it out of it that easily, and it leads you to bounce around like a ping pong ball, and it's quite annoying. Now, on top of all of that, it does come with a multiplayer mode. What to say about the multiplayer mode? Oh my goodness, the single player story mode's better. That's what I can say. It's a 3 versus 3 versus 3 objective based online multiplayer, where 3 people play as the heroes, 3 people play as the bad guys, and 3 people play as the police. And what you want to do, since it's objective based, is depending on what group you're in, like the heroes need to go and do something. Like example, the first one I was able to get to do is you're supposed to get up and hack information and download stuff from this truck, while the enemies are trying to stop you, while the police are trying to bust you. And it plays out like this really, really poor version of an online Burnout title, where all you do is you just smash and destroy the other people, you wreck them, and they spawn right back in, and It is a point-based system, but it's just not fun. And the problem is it took forever to get into an online game. Now, keep in mind, I'm not going to be mad at the fact of how long it took just to find people to get into an online game. I'm talking about once you actually have a full group of people, the amount of time it takes for it to load up the online portion for you to start is just atrocious. It takes forever. And while some people had some problems with the net code, I didn't really have any problems with the online mode. It played pretty smooth for me. I'm sure other people have had some issues with it, but I actually didn't have too many problems playing it once it finally loaded, though it was just very, very boring. Honestly, in the end, I would have to say if you have a chance to rent Fast and Furious Crossroads to play it, I can recommend renting it, but I cannot recommend buying this because, first of all, it plays like a PS3 game. The control is not that good. The story isn't that good. The gameplay, like I said, is like a generic hybrid version of Burnout meets Need for Speed. It tries too hard to be cool and corny like the actual Fast and the Furious movies. It does not have good level design. It does not have good over-the-top moments, not enough of them. And in the end, for a price point of $60 for this game, I can definitely, without a shadow of a doubt, say, do not buy this game. Installation is a joke. The online is a joke, and the single player story it's mediocre at best. It tries too hard to be cool like the movies, and it fails on every front. This, hands down, is just it's not the worst game I've played. It's functional. The gameplay handles okay, other than what I said earlier about the control of vehicles. I've seen worse looking titles out there. Like I said, it is functional, but it's definitely not worth the price tag. If this was like a 1995 game, then I might say actually it might be worth it to pick it up. Maybe. But even then, I can say definitely without a shadow of a doubt, pass on Fast and the Furious Crossroads. The only time I'd recommend playing this is if you can rent it. Renting it, it's worth a rental. That's about it. But in the end, that's what I have to say about Fast and the Furious Crossroads. This was Nate, aka Devil Dog. I want to thank each and every one of you for watching this video. Please give me a thumbs up if you like this video. Leave in the comments below if you played Fast and the Furious Crossroads or if you plan to and what you think about it. Hit the bell icon to stay updated whenever I release any new videos. Go ahead and smash that subscribe button. It always helps my channel. And remember, I always end my videos by saying, have fun, play hard, and remember, people, the devil is in the details. Peace out until next time.